On the floor of some motel room down in Florida one spring, I fell victim to the charms of Nancy Goldman. We'd kissed a lot in high school, that's as far as it had gone. On the floor of some motel room down in Florida one spring, I fell victim to the charms. All too nervous and naively, I believe we said goodnight. We'd kissed a lot in high school, I knew that's as far as it had gone. On the floor of some motel room down in Florida one, somehow mine were full. I fell victim to the charm. All too nervous and naively, I believe. Do you love me? We never did a thing that night I've often wished we had. How often do you get the chance to touch someone like that? I don't mean in clumsy passion or the lonely lover shove, but that moment when you lend your heart to love. That summer I was living at the house of my best friend. One day he introduced his girlfriend's cousin. To say that I fell hopelessly in awe of Patty Jo, well, that would largely understate the state I was in. We were laying round the living room one steamy August night. The next thing that I knew, I was above her. My eyes were full of fire, somehow hers were full of fear. Neither one of us had ever had a lover. We never did a thing that night, I wonder if we had. If a dose of clumsy passion could have really been so bad. But she was scared and so was I, and neither sure what of. I guess that moment when you lend your heart to love. I only mention Nancy for the feelings she unlocked. And Patty was so pretty, but we never even talked. Now both of them are married, no redress and no regrets. I was only warming up for what was next.
Just sent you another one.
In the kitchen of my sister's fifth floor walk-up in New York, I sat staring in the gaze of Mary Fisher. Never had I fallen on such gentle, gentile eyes, and never such an urge as then to kiss her. We were fumbling through the small talk silence, grasping every straw. The next thing that I knew, we were embracing. I don't know why, but somehow I knew this is what I'd missed.
Left and rejoin.
I could tell just by the way my heart was racing.
Okay.
We stayed up talking all night long, that's mostly what we did. When the sun came up, we stumbled to the subway like two kids. But that's when I began to learn what we'd been talking of, about that moment when you lend your heart to love. If you're lucky, maybe once in life you'll have the chance to find someone to give your heart to who's reciprocally inclined. You'll never know it's coming, and you won't know what to say. Just drop everything you're doing on that day. And don't you ever let that moment slip away. Would you like to learn to dance? Well, I can show you that. Got a book here with all you need to know.
Yes, but I still just have the partial graphic.
We can draw the Arthur Murray patterns right here on the floor. And all you have to do is follow them. Then we'll dance around the room a while. You can lead now if you want to, I don't mind. Nothing I wouldn't do.
There we go.
To see you smile. Go dancing across your face, perfect time. Go dancing across your face in perfect time. Would you like to learn to sing? Well, I can show you that. Here's an old song that's good for a start. You can sing all the high parts if you really try, while I play along the tune on this guitar. Then we'll sing for a little while. Let the harmony go ringing in your mind. And you sing so much better when you sing with a smile. It's what makes all the notes come out so sweet and high. All the notes come out so sweet and high. Would you like to learn to love? That's something else again. I can show you how to sing, and smile and dance. But I have no keys to open your heart, and no way to make you wanna take that chance. So we'll dance around the room again and sing a tune or two to pass the time. Smile a lot, and if you really want to, we can try a little loving, I don't mind. Try a little loving, I don't mind. What? After a while. Hey, Glennie, are you there, my friend?
Yeah, hang on.
Okay.
Here you are.
And here we are. Hi, everybody. Well, look who's there. There's Glenn and Dawn. Hi, Dawn. It's okay. Don't go sneaking away. How are you, Glenn?
All right, thanks. How are you, David?
Okay, let's see. I see we got some people in the waiting room. I guess we could let the people in.
Do we? Let's see where they are.
I see. Do I have the power to admit all?
Yes, I think you do.
Do I have the strength to admit anything? All right, join. Ah, there comes a populated.
See where they are.
I see. Do I have the power to admit all?
Yes, I think you do.
Do I have the strength?
Still navigating.
I see my Valentine, Patricia, downstairs.
Do I have the power to admit? Yes, I think you do. See where they are.
I see. Do I have the power to admit all?
Yes, I think you do.
Do I have the strength? There's a sound loop going on here, Glenn. So I see my Valentine, Patricia, downstairs.
Do you want to join with our audio? Join with our audio?
I have the power to admit all. I think we're going to mute everybody, Glenn. Let's do that.
Here, start video.
I see. Do I have the power to admit all?
Yes, I think you do.
Okay.
Hey, Glennie, let's hit mute for everybody but you and me, and for starters there, okay?
Can you make me a co-host right away?
Oh, I didn't do that?
It changed when you.
Bear with us, friends. Here we go. I'm going to do more with Glenn. I'm going to make Glenn. I'm going to make you the host. You're going to be the man.
Powerful.
I'm minimizing this for a minute.
Okay, change host. Here you come.
Trish. Get off of
Now mute all.
No, we're all muted. There's his
We're
bill.
trying. I still hear some of you.
Yeah, I'm working on it.
Okay. Hi, everybody. There we go. Can I hear you, Glennie?
I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Oh, good. Here comes somebody. Well, let's just try to get you spotlighted for crying out.
All right.
There
We
you
got 20
are.
people in the Zoom room, and I think, here we are. Hi. We've got 20 people in the Zoom room, and we're out on Facebook Live and also on YouTube. So welcome.
Thank you.
Whew. What a day. Those hearings, the trial.
Yeah.
We're going to take a little break from that tonight, sort of. And
Thank you.
Sing a little, you're welcome. Sing a little bit about love and a little bit about other stuff too. I see my old friend of many years, Susan Howe, is here from Seattle. And Susan and her husband Nels produced many concerts for me over the years, from Mendocino to Seattle. So they went from the category of producers to reproducers, sort of, you know what I mean. So this is Susan's request, and it's a song I wrote way back when with an old buddy of mine named Chuck Pyle. You guys remember Chuck Pyle, the Zen cowboy? He's a beautiful guy. He left us 5 years ago. And the song began with a quote by Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., which I'll paraphrase. If you can't fly, you can run. If you can't run, you can walk. If you can't walk, then crawl. So we go from there. Two old birds in the sun, gray and weary, neither moving to the pond. Far away, it's too hot out here today. Finally one lifts a wing, but the other says, too tired, I'll just sit where I am. It's too difficult to fly, I don't think I can. Come along, says the first. If you want to quench your thirst, you've got to move, shift around, put your beak into the ground. Bit by bit, closer still, it's just a matter of the will. Side by side, step by step, come ride the wind up to the water and get wet. If you can't fly, you can run. If you can't run, you can walk. If you can't walk, you can crawl. That's the beauty of it all. If you can't crawl, you can roll. Keep your eyes upon your goal. You have your place in the flock. If you can't roll, then you can rock. fish, slow and cool, reminiscing in the pool about the times they got away and their friends who didn't. Pay attention, don't get hooked. Ride the center of the stream, go with the flow till you know you can swim right up that river to your dream. If you can't swim, you can row. If you can't row, you can glide. If you can't glide, you can ride. That's the beauty of the tide. If you can't ride, you can roll. Keep your eyes upon your goal. You have your place in the boat. If you can't row, then you can float. Who said you couldn't do it? Who dug you in that hole? You'll only see your obstacles each time you take your eyes off of your goal. Sometimes running all aground in the gaggles of big wishes, belly flopping on the pond, stumbly wobbling on and on. But take one step every day, pretty soon you'll climb that mountain in your way. If you can't fly, you can run. If you can run, you can walk. If you can't walk, you can crawl. That's the beauty of it all. If you can't crawl, you can roll. Keep your eyes upon your goal. You have your place in the flock. If you can't roll, then you can fly, you can run. If you can't run, you can walk. If you can't walk, you can crawl. That's the beauty of it all. If you can't crawl, you can roll. Keep your eyes upon your goal. You have your place in the flock. If you can't roll, then you can. If you can't roll, then you can. If you can't roll, then you can. If you can't roll, then you can rock. Woo!
Hey, Dave.
Yeah, Glenn, are you there?
Yeah, I'm so sorry about that. I accidentally muted you. I was trying to find
That's
some
okay. I
folks
saw
who
a
were
thing
open.
on my screen that said you are muted now, and maybe that was for the best based on what notes I was singing at that time.
You sang the wrong word, so I had to.
Good. I want you to ride that mute button, and when you see me messing up, just hit it. Well, here's another song, and this song has the word love in it. A beautiful song. I didn't write this song. You'll probably find out right away. It's a great love letter to an artist. Starry, starry night. Paint your palette blue and gray. Look out on a summer's day with eyes that know the darkness in my soul. Shadows on the hill. Sketch the trees and daffodils. Catch the breeze and winter chills in colors on a snowy linen land. Now I understand what you tried to say to me, how you suffered for your sanity, how you tried to set them free. They would not listen, they did not know how. Perhaps they'll listen now. Starry, starry night. Flaming flowers that brightly blaze. Swirling clouds and violet haze reflect in Vincent's eyes of china blue, colors changing hue. Morning fields of amber grain, weathered faces lined in pain are soothed beneath the artist's loving hand. Now I understand what you tried to say to me, how you suffered for your sanity, how you tried to set them free. They would not listen, they did not know how. Perhaps they'll listen now, for they could not love you, but still your love was true. And when no hope was left in sight on that starry, starry night, you took your life as lovers often do. But I could have told you, Vincent, this world was never meant for one as beautiful as you. Starry, starry night, portraits hung in empty halls, frameless heads on nameless walls, with eyes that watch this world and can't forget, like the stranger that you met, the ragged man in ragged clothes, the silver thorn and bloody rose lie crushed and broken on the virgin snow. Now I think I know what you tried to say to me, how you suffered for your sanity, how you tried to set them free. They would not listen, they're not listening still. Perhaps they never will. Such a beauty that one is. Yeah, I see my friends Jim and Shar there in Buffalo Grove, Illinois. I see Mabel's there, Susan. Oh, thank goodness you're here, because I sang your request, Susan. Oh, right there in the same key of A. I'm going to go to gallery view, because while I'm getting ready for the next song, I can get a little bit more sense of who else is in the Zoom room. Yeah, 33 people so far. Many anonymously, not having their cameras open.
Yeah,
Ryan. Hey, Matt.
I'm turning off video, David. So sorry.
What's that?
I'm turning off video for folks because the live stream is putting everybody online.
Okay, it's putting all right, we're experimenting with a different streaming service tonight. So as long as you guys hear the music, that's the important thing. And if you need to put something in the chat, that would be the place to communicate with us. But as long as you're hearing words and music, or as we used to say, lyrics and words, then we're in pretty good shape. Okay, we're trying some new tech tonight.
Well, they're seeing you just fine. That you're just not going to see them right now because I'm.
Okay, you're futzing.
I'm hiding people. Sorry, people.
But you're futzing. You're working on it, right? I'm working on a new harmonica holder. I haven't used one of these in a long time, but last year when I was on tour, I was stopped in a little town somewhere up in New England. I think it might have been New Hampshire or Vermont. And I needed a harmonica holder. And there's a beautiful little music store. And I went in and I talked to the guys who'd been there for 40 years, and it reminded me how great it is to shop at local music stores. Robert Brown says hi in the chat. Hey, Robert Brown, who came rafting with me in Idaho a couple 3 years ago. We're going again at the end of August. So I want to sing a song about community, as we are here tonight. And I want to sing a song that's about how we can send love to people we don't even know. Because last time I checked, there's still a shortage of love in the world. So this is a true song. It goes back to the days of Hurricane Katrina. And Jeff Nesta weighs in on the chat too. Hi, Jeff. A true story. There's a little piece of paper, and it's taped onto a bucket, which is sitting on a counter in a gas station near Burlington. Burlington is halfway from Biloxi to New Orleans. That There isn't much that's left of it since Hurricane Katrina. There's some money in the bucket. There are coins and there are crumbled bills like look like many faces of the people there in Pearlington, crumpled but not torn apart, weathered and exhausted as they pick up all the pieces of their lives so quickly washed away. Community of faith, community of faith, community of faith, community of faith. Well, that's really fun to sing along. You want to try it one time? If you happen to be sharing your personal room with somebody, take a look at them right now and say, I can't wait to hear you sing with David. You do that for me? Here we go. Chorus. Community of faith. Same thing. Community of faith. Community of faith. Community of faith. Someone put the bucket with the message on the counter right by the book of matches in early May 2007. Not too many passers-by these days in Pearlington, but every day a little bit more money in the bucket there. Community of faith. Community of faith. Community of faith. Community of faith. Good and decent people flooded on a dime, rise above the waters a quarter at a time. There's a little piece of paper and it's taped onto a bucket, but the money in the bucket is not for anyone in Pearlington. They heard of a tornado up in Kansas 1,000 miles away, so they dig a little deeper, sending money up to strangers in their community of faith. Community of faith. Community of faith, community of faith, community of faith, community of faith, community of faith. Love that story. Love that story. So I'm going to play one more before we ask Glenn to play a song. He's going to put a couple songs in the middle of this concert. Thank you, Sarah Page, for clapping. I believe you are. And here's a song with a whole lot of love in it, too. As we come around, take our places at the table, a moment to remember and reflect upon our wealth. Here's to loving friends and family. Here's to being able to gather here together in good company and health. And may we be released from all those feelings that would harm us. May we have the will to give them up and get them gone. For heavy are the satchels full of anger and false promise. May we have the strength to put them down. May the light of love be shining deep within your spirit. May the torch of mercy clear the path and show the way. May the horn of plenty sound so everyone can hear it. May the light of love be with you every day. Thanks for the heart, Rebecca and Barry and Glenn. And may we wish the best for everyone that we encounter. May we swallow pride and may we do away with fear. For it's only what we do not know that we have grown afraid of, and only what we do not choose to hear. May the light of love be shining deep within your spirit. May the torch of mercy clear the path and show the way. May the horn of plenty sound so everyone can hear it. May the light of love be with you every day, every day. And as we bless our daily bread and drink our day's libation, may we be reminded of the lost and wayward soul, the hungry and the homeless that we have in every nation. May we fill each empty cup and bowl. May nothing ever come between or threaten to divide us. May we never take for granted all the gifts that we receive, being ever mindful of the unseen hands that guide us and the miracles that cause us to believe. May the light of love be shining deep within your spirit. May the torch of mercy clear the path and show the way. May the horn of plenty sound so everyone can hear it. May the light of love be with you every day, every day. May the horn of plenty sound so everyone can hear it. May the light of love be with you. May the light of love be with you. May the light of love be with you every day. Hey, wait, hang on. I saw Susan Howell put in the chat, does anybody have that song on cassette? Well, I do. Does that look familiar to anybody? This is like carbon dating. If you're nodding your head up and down and raising your hand, that's carbon dating. That's my 1988 cassette, May the Light of Love, or as I was misquoted in a New York City newspaper, Westchester County actually, when I was coming there for the Tree Star Coffee House. They said David Roth's big break when he released a cassette called Made a Lot of Love. Yep, there it is, the last copy. It's still shrink wrapped, I think. No, it's open. Ooh, I could look at the liner notes in case I need to read up on the lyrics. But you know, those lyrics, before we go over to Glenn, may nothing ever come between or threaten to divide us. Feels like I could have written that today instead of over 30 years ago. And that's heartbreaking. Glennie, let's go over to you, my friend, for a song. And so glad to have you aboard tonight, trying out this new tech. So what you got for us, my friend?
Thanks, Dave. Well, here I come, popping in.
Yeah, there you go.
So I'll tell you a little story here in my red room, which I made especially for this beautiful love theme on this love holiday. when I was really, really small, I mean, really small, probably just learning to walk. I remember being in a playground and seeing a really cute girl, and I wanted her to be my friend, but she was often busy doing other things. So when I saw her take off her shoes and leave them over by the swing, I kept an eye on that, and when she looked the other way, I grabbed them, and I made off with her shoes. So that's how I got my connection to that person. And that's my introduction for this song. It's called Pumpkin Street. And hope you enjoy it. It's about my sweetheart. This is a story that could be true. And actually it is partially true. She's the little girl living on Pumpkin Street. Pretty room all pink and lace. Across her windowsill, the golden sun comes spilling in. She puts a smile on her pretty face. Yeah, she's a pretty girl living on Pumpkin Street, where all the trees lean to one side. The gentle breezes blow, the trees all dance with their shadows as the sun sets way down low. Time will never find this place. Loving memories fill this space. Catch a firefly then, let him fly away. Well, he's the little boy living on Pumpkin Street. He shares his toys with that little girl. From their field of grass, they watch the sun float past on a cloud as it travels round the world. Starlight, moonbeams, a lacy curtain softly swaying. Moonlight and sweet, sweet dreams, echoes of the neighbors sing. Look at those two, so cute. Maybe one day they will wed. It didn't mean a thing then, but now she wears my ring, and I'm remembering what they said. Time will never find this place. Loving memories fill this space. Catch a firefly then, let him fly. Fly away till the sky is filled with fireflies, black velvet and diamonds in the night. Oh, now she's my little girl living on Pumpkin Street. There they are. Here comes Davey.
Here I go. That, yeah, what an excellent song. I'm reading the chats a little bit, and thank you all for the beautiful comments. My wife, Trisha, who's downstairs, says that you look like you're in Liberace's house.
Feels like
with a generous spelling of Liberace, of course. And all the way up in Madison, Wisconsin, Tammy Dettinger said something really nice. May the Light of Love is one of the top 10 songs ever written by anyone ever since humans started writing songs. Whew, if you ever hear me say that, just hand me a Snickers bar, and I'll snap out of it. But it's wonderful to see the comments. And Rebecca and Barry are here tonight. I got to play for them many times, both privately and in the Bronx, and whenever I'm down by New York City. And someone asked, Gwen Ellen wants to know, how does Trisha know what Liberace's house looks like? Fair point. So segment number 2 by yours truly, gonna go a little more topical here. A few short days ago, we lost a great folk singer, Ann Feeney, a Pittsburgh native who was very big in AFM 1000, the local musicians union for traveling musicians, of which I've been a member for a long time. And Ann, just about to be 70 and passed away. She had a particular song of hers that was taken up by Peter, Paul, and Mary many years ago, and they sang it at just about every concert that I heard them do. And I thought I would do that song of hers tonight in her honor and her memory. Amazing, fiery, unstoppable force for the greater good. And if you know this song, sing along on the chorus. Maybe I can help you along. By Ann Feeney. Oh, was it Cesar Chavez? Maybe Dorothy Day. Some will say Dr. King or Gandhi set them on their way. No matter who your mentors are, it's pretty plain to see that if you've been to jail for justice, you're in good company. Have you been to jail for justice? I want to shake your hand, 'cause sitting in and lying down are ways to take a stand. Have you sung a song for freedom or marched that picket line? Have you been to jail for justice? Then you're a friend of mine. You law-abiding citizens, listen to this song. Laws were made by people, and people can be wrong. Once unions were against the law, but slavery was fine. Women were denied the vote, and children worked the mines. Have you been to jail for justice? I want to shake your hand, 'cause sitting in and lying down are ways to take a stand. Have you sung a song for freedom or marched that picket line? Have you been to jail for justice? Then you're a friend of mine. The more you study history, the less you can deny it. A rotten law stays on the books till folks like us defy it. The law's supposed to serve us, and so are the police. And when the system fails, it's up to us to speak our piece. It takes eternal vigilance for justice to prevail. So get courage from your convictions, let them haul you off to jail. Have you been to jail for justice? I want to shake your hand, 'cause sitting in and lying down are ways to take a stand. Have you sung a song for freedom or marched that picket line? Have you been to jail for justice? Then you're a friend of mine. Have you been to jail for justice? I want to shake your hand, 'cause sitting in and lying down are ways to take a stand. Have you sung a song for freedom? Have you sung a song for freedom or marched that picket line? Have you been to jail for justice? Then you're a friend of mine. Have you been to jail for justice? Then you're a friend of mine. And this song is old as well, but how topical, how important today. Sitting in and lying down are ways to take a stand, not the stuff I saw on those videos. Well, I'm going to transition from that to one that I wrote a few years ago at SURFA, the Southeast Regional Folk Alliance, in a workshop with people like Cy Khan, the great union man and songwriter and organizer, Tret Fury, one of the founders of the women's music movement out in San Francisco with Holly Near and Chris Williamson back in the day, people like that. Spook Handy was there, Scott Berwick was there, Lee and Ellie Paris were there, and Gloria Holloway was there. And this was right around the time since we were meeting at SURFA, Southeast Regional North Folk Alliance. It was in North Carolina. And they were just talking about HB2, House Bill number 2. And if you don't remember, it made quite a national news story. It was about who was allowed to use what bathroom where in the state of North Carolina. House Bill number 2. And we got together for about an hour, the 7 or 8 of us, and put the song together. North Carolina, anywhere USA, lawmakers feeding off fear. Doing your business is nobody's business, but that's not what's happening here. We have friends, we have families hurt by these laws, workers and women and men. But when we stand together, we stand up for all to make sure this won't happen again. H is for hatred, B is for bigotry, but 2 is a number that's greater than 1. If we all stand together, strong in diversity, someday we'll say to each other, well done. I have a friend who's a transgender man with a wife, 2 kids, and a tie. He's living his truth, and he's done what he can. He's gone from a girl to a guy. Well, what do you do when you hear nature's call? Which is the door you'll go through? What kind of bathroom? Which kind of stall? Will he be next to me or to you? H is for hatred, B is for bigotry, but 2 is a number that's greater than 1. When we all get together, strong in diversity, someday we'll all say together, well done. Oh neighbor, what are you afraid of? That someone who's different will change who you are. Can we see through the form to the spirit we're made of, and that we've made it this far? H is for hatred, B is for bigotry, but 2 is a number that's greater than 1. When we all get together, strong in diversity, someday we'll say to each other, well done. Someday we'll say to each other, well done. Yeah. Someday we'll say to each other, well done.
Hey, Dave?
Yeah.
Janine is asking, Janine Chimera is
Hi,
asking.
Janine.
She missed who you said wrote that song and recorded that song.
Well, I wrote that with a bunch of other people, with Cy Khan and Tret Fury and Spook Handy and Scott Berwick, Lee and Elia Paris and Gloria Holloway in a songwriting workshop. And it was something along the lines of what's going on in the news today. And that was House Bill number 2 in North Carolina. So we all put our heads together, and that's where that song came from. Yeah. What day is today? Today is Wednesday. On Monday, a couple days ago, I had the opportunity to join another musical community called the Daily Antidote of Song, put on by the Washington Rebels, which is a singing group down in the Mid-Atlantic. And for more than 300 consecutive days, the Washington Rebels have been doing a daily antidote of song, a one song at noon every single day, Eastern time. I include you, if you know what I mean, to check them out. It's free. It's at noon Eastern time every day. Joe Rassi is a gal who's put it on, and she brings in a different song leader every day to lead something that other people can sing with. And an amazing, amazing array of artists leading songs. And I've started doing this with her a few months ago, and I've been there. Thank you, Sarah, for putting in that website into the chat. I've been fortunate to be with them a number of times, and the day before yesterday, as part of Black History Month, I was invited to sing a song that I wrote with Ann Hills in 1992 called That Kind of Grace, which is built around the song Amazing Grace, which was written by a former slave trader, John Newton, who became a minister and wrote these words to a public domain melody at the time, as I understand it. Amazing grace, how sweet the sound that saved a wretch like me. I once was lost, but now I'm found. Was blind, but now I see. Amazing, amazing song, even for someone me coming from that great tradition of suburban Jewish folk singers. So in 1992, Ann Hills and I were driving from her home in Bethlehem to Norfolk, Virginia, and we turned on the radio. It was a Tuesday afternoon, and there was the news of the Rodney King verdict in Los Angeles. And we started a conversation that went back all the way to 1963 and the Birmingham church bombing by the KKK. My phone's ringing. I can't take that one right now. The Birmingham church bombing, 1963, where 4 little girls were killed setting up for church that day. Bombs that were placed by the Ku Klux Klan. And the mother of one of the little girls stood up in court and forgave the people who had killed her little girl. And this was an incredible example to me and Ann of how people can break a cycle of horrible behavior, inhuman behavior, with forgiveness. And I don't know about you, I saw a lot of inhuman behavior on TV the last few days, weeks, months, years. So here we go. Ann and I wrote this in one day in 1992, based on our conversation about 3 particular civil rights stories. The song is now up to 8 verses, and every time I write another one, I say, this has got to be the last one. And so far it hasn't been. So here we go, in honor of Black History Month. Sunday morning, Birmingham, quiet in the church. Bombs were planted, house of God, children's blood on the cross. And your daughter, she was one angel without wings. How could anyone forgive those who do such things? And when I sing Amazing Grace, her face is what I see. I hope someday that kind of grace will find its way through me. Friday evening in Mobile, Klansmen killing time. They saw young Michael walking by. He would do just fine. Quiet student, mother's best, pleading for his life. They strung him up to make their point sharper than a knife. Then Beulah May, his mother, stood, people all around. in the courtroom listening as the truth was found. From her mouth no curses fell, no profanity. I would do to others what I'd have them do to me. So when I sing Amazing Grace, her face is what I see. I hope someday that kind of grace will find its way through me. Thursday afternoon in the car, we turned the radio on. The verdict in Los Angeles, oh, what have we done? Images of violence, yellow, black, and white. 52 dead and millions lost. Who can win this fight? And on the screen, a face of tears, trembling through and through. One we've seen too many times, beaten on the news. I could barely hear his words, full of fear and doubt. People, we can't live like this. We've got to work this out. And when I sing Amazing Grace, his face is what I see. I hope someday that kind of grace will shine its way through me. Tuesday afternoon, Jonesboro, a fire alarm at school. Everyone goes rushing out into bloody pools. 13 and 11 years old, playing grown-up games. They were mimicking what they'd been taught. Now we'll never be the same. And every year they're younger now, drugs and knives and guns. Barely old enough to know the depth of what they've done. Taken off to juvenile hall, the sheriff shakes his head. A teacher tried to block the shots and gave her life instead. So when I sing Amazing Grace, her face is what I see. I hope someday that kind of grace will find its way through me. Wednesday evening, Wyoming, started in a bar, ended on a wooden fence, dragged off in a car. Second Friday funeral, countless gathered round. Some were there to mourn the loss, others to confound. Some were there to cry the tears born of grief and rage, while others carried signs that said, a cure for fags is AIDS. Matthew Shepard lost his life. His parents lost their son. Now he brings a cause to light in reluctant martyrdom. So when I sing Amazing Grace, his face is what I see. I hope someday that kind of grace will find its way through me. Sunday evening, Florida, went out for a snack. Trayvon turned around for home and never made it back. Followed by a vigilante, sick and angry man at first. A gun goes off, a boy goes down, and here we go again. He called it self-defense, but as the truth was found, the story had too many flaws. Start with stand your ground. The bottom line, a boy is dead, and many lives are crushed. Justice can't begin to heal this devastating loss. When I sing Amazing Grace, his face is what I see. I hope someday that kind of grace will find its way through me. December in Connecticut, Christmas round the bend. 20 kids and 6 adults, and one without a friend. Sandy Hook will never be the way it was before, neither will a country still we stop this bloody war. The war that comes from isolation, anger, grief, and pain, and laws that let a troubled soul act out on their age. There's not a single moment left, for now the day is cast. In memory of 27, we draw the line at last. And when I sing Amazing Grace, those faces are what I see. I hope someday that kind of grace will find its way through me. Now it's spring in Minneapolis, outside a tiny shop. A man is grabbed and cuffed and choked. This was done by the cops. Not just for the $20 he tried to spend inside. 400 years of tyranny, and this is why he died. He died because of prejudice passed on down the line, where brazen inhumanity is thought to be just fine. And he is not the only one, this list is far too long, of those who had an unspent life, and this is always wrong. So when I sing Amazing Grace, his face is what I see. I hope someday some kind of grace will find its way through me. Amazing grace, how sweet the sound that saved a wretch like me. I once was lost, but now I'm found. Was blind, but now I see. Everyone looks for their calling in love, but I always find it surprising the way people say that they're falling in love when I always felt I was rising, floating right off of the ground and reaching something that I only have dreamed of. I'm not falling at all, I am rising in love. And everyone talks about tying the knot, but I have a hard time agreeing with the way that we bind up the love that we've got, when the feeling of love should be freeing, lifting each other up instead of giving one another a shove. We won't be falling at all, we'll be rising in love. How do you let love grow? You've got to give it a chance when you found it. A bird in your hand will stay until you start to close your fingers around it. Love is a river whose waters we test, and a measure of where we are going. But you never can step in the same river twice, for that water is constantly flowing. But the deeper the river, the greater the trust, and the more that we're rising above, we won't be falling at all, we'll be rising in love. I am not falling at all, I am rising. I'm not falling at all, I am rising. I am not falling at all, I am rising in love. I'm rising in love. I am rising in love. I am rising in love. Sometimes feels like we'll never get there, but we got there. We got there. Hey, Glenn, let's have you do one more song before I put a little bow tie on this Rising in Love hour, concert hour. Can you send it over to you for one? How about it, buddy?
All right. Thanks, Davey. Let's see what I can do for myself here. There we are. Yes, I am still in a room that is red. So I'm going to change the mood. Well, I'm not going to change the mood at all, actually. Rising in Love, what an amazing sentiment and a great song. My favorite things about you, Dave, is how you turn words around and make them say what they're really meant to say. And that's a perfect example. But this song, this is just a simple little song. It's the second love song I wrote for my lovely wife, Dawn. And I think I have her permission. She'll probably smack me later, but I'm going to lend it to all of you. So it's just generic enough. Well, it's entirely about her. It's generic enough that you can actually use it on the chorus. You can turn to the person, if there's a person next to you who you love, and you can sing it to them. And you'll see what I mean in just a second. This is called You. Put a pack on your back, yeah, we'll give it a try. Gonna climb to the top, though the mountain is high. Oh, 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 oh. Drops suspended in air, broken shards of sunlight everywhere. Oh, 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 oh. And there's you, there's you, there's you, and nobody else. Got a fresh pair of wings, my eye on the sky. I can do anything, gonna learn how to fly. High, high, high. And there's you, there's you. Sing it. There's you. And I don't want nobody else. Oh, I don't want nobody else. And when you're tired, I'll be your bed, my love, the pillow beneath your head. Oh, got a cold ice cube, yeah, it's here on my tongue. Can make it last, 'cause we're always young. Oh, 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 oh. And there's you, there's you. And I don't want nobody else. Oh, nobody else. Oh, I don't want nobody else. I don't want nobody else. I don't want nobody else. Hey.
That's why we love Glenn. One of the many reasons. Hey, you guys, going to play a couple more and then we'll head into the after party after a short break. But I wanted to tell you that if you're not doing anything, weekend after next, February 19th through 21, we're having our occasional songwriting camp online. Hey, I see Harold Payne is in the house. Hey, brother Harold. Hey, we're at the after party. My friend from Los Angeles, the mighty and amazing Harold Payne, is going to bless us with a song somewhere in there. So stick around. Special surprise guest, Harold Payne himself. Anyway, February 19th through 21, Glenn and I are both part of something called Cyber Songs, which is the online version of our songwriting camp called Summer Songs. And we took it online in July instead of being able to meet in person last year. And we had 120 people come from all over the world. And so we're rebooting it into Cyber Songs 2. And that's that weekend. And it's a weekend's worth of songwriting classes by 9 amazing teachers, including Sloan Wainwright, Cozy Sheridan, Steve Seskin, who also wrote for Peter, Paul, and Mary, co-wrote that song, Don't Laugh at Me, that they made a many-year anti-bullying campaign out of. Steve Seskin will be teaching for us. Susan Catano from the Berklee School of Music will be teaching. Pat Wichter, Tret Fury, the aforementioned Tret Fury, Kate Campbell. It's just going to be an amazing weekend. And the whole thing is $100 per household for the entire event, which starts Friday night with a staff concert. All-day classes Saturday, Sunday. Coffee houses Saturday, Sunday night. And we'll close Sunday night by singing the wonderful song Beautiful World that I recorded on my Think Twice double CD, written by Penny Nichols and Rory Nichols. Penny, some of you know, was the great late Jimmy Buffett Coral Reefer backup singer who started our songwriting community, Summer Songs, in 1999. And I have taught for her every year since. And when she was succumbing to cancer 3 years ago, entrusted me with the vision as executive director, and we go forth.
And it's all levels. You're all welcome to come, even if you paid $100 to listen to these incredible people talk about songwriting from so many different angles. It would be worth it. So that's summersongs.com. Maybe Glenn, you can put that in the chat, the link for Cyber Songs, and we'll go like that. I think there's a connection to Susan Howell on this song too. It's called How Do You Hold On to Love, and I sang If You Can't Fly for Susan to open this concert. And as we wind down, I recall that she and her husband used to sing this song together. An old one of mine from my second CD, something like that. I've fallen in love with a girl in a photo. She's kissing a boy who I swear I once knew. The picture is faded, the image is distant, but I think that this girl must be you. Her hair is reflecting the afternoon sunlight. She's thrown back her head and she's laughing with him. He's standing alongside as he catches her fall, but they're both leaning out on a limb. I'd love to find those two people and ask them, how do you hold such a delicate dove? What do you use when you lose the excitement? And how do you hold on to love? And I've fallen in love with a cupboard of spices, reflecting the colors and the flavors of us. All of the bottles and boxes and labels, all the directions and fuss. A teaspoon of anger, a cup of confusion, a pinch of denial, and one paradox. Carefully measuring emotions for so long, all dried out and kept in a box. I'd love to ask all the spices and powders, just when does your potency fail? And if we keep something long enough up on that shelf, will it always be bound to grow stale? And I've fallen in love with a closet of clothing, your blouses and dresses, your robe and your shoes. The cats like to sleep on the shelf with the blankets, but I prefer sleeping with you. All of this time we've been hanging together, our fibers and threads touching days after days. Sometimes so soft I could never remove you, and other times rubbing wrong ways. I'd like to know how those clothes in the closet survive all the wrinkles, the rips and the stains. What do we do when our sizes are changing, and how do we grow with the gains? Falling in love with some girl in a photo, how can I hold such a delicate dove? What capture excitement, and how do we hold on to love? How do you hold on to love? That goes back. So thank you all very much for coming tonight. I want to thank Glenn for being with me. And, you know, we're going to just take a short break. You can stay right in on the Zoom meeting or come on over to Zoom if you want. If you're on Facebook, go to my David Roth Music web Facebook page, and the Zoom meeting ID and passcode are in there. And we'll just catch up a little bit. We'll try to get the muting and unthing going, see how you guys are doing. We'll hear from the wonderful Harold Payne, and we'll go from there. So thank you guys. I think I'm going to use the Martin, this one here. It sounds like it's holding tune a little bit. Yeah. So I'm going to finish up with a recent co-write with my friends Reggie Harris and Chris Matthews. We met up on the Daily Antidote of Song one day and got together afterwards and decided to write a song together that people could sing. So here goes something. The next monthly concert, I should mention, will be somewhere in the middle of March. It's going to be the Fellow Pisces Unite Music Hour. It's my birthday month. I was born on 3/14. That's also known as International Pi Day, 3.14. But I prefer the wheat and fruit version, you know? All right, here goes something. When the choir comes together, we mostly sing along. Singing's just like talking as we run through all our songs. We're holding the same music and singing different parts. But even in our differences, we share a common heart. We're on the same page. The same page. We're on the same page, singing different parts. We're on the same page. The same page, and many different hearts. You want to try the chorus? We're on the same page. The same page, we're on the same page, singing different parts. We're on the same page. The same page, and many different hearts. The songs may sound familiar, the message may seem clear, but if I listen closer, this is what I hear. Even if we stumble with so many points of view, there's still a bigger picture uniting me and you. We're on the same page. The same page, we're on the same page, singing different parts. We're on the same page. The same page, and many different hearts. It's opening night, here comes the show. We've got this, yes we do. And all the work that we've put in is gonna see us through. I will never take for granted that everyone agrees. Every day is a rehearsal for my singing and my deeds. There are questions that confound me and answers deep within. I can't tell you what it means to me to lift my voice and sing. We're on the same page. The same page, we're on the same page, singing different parts. We're on the same page. The same page, and many different hearts. Here we go. We're on the same page. page, the same page. We're on the same page, singing different parts. We're on the same page, the same page, the same page, and many different hearts. The same page and many different hearts. Well, there. A crisp music hour plus a little bit more. Thank you so much for coming. I'm looking forward to saving the chat so I can see what you all were writing. Sarah Page, standing ovation. Very nice, Sarah. Let's see what's in here. Nice things. Same page, standing ovation. Hands over my heart. Beautiful. Yep. Thank you, guys. I look forward to taking those in a little bit later. So come on over to Zoom. And Glenn, are we going to be able to figure out how to unmute everybody? Is it going to be one at a time or hands raising? What do you think about that, my friend?
Well, do you want to have Harold do something, or do you want us to?
Yeah. I'd like to just say hello to some people. Is it going to have to be where we unmute them one at a time because of the new technology that we tried on a different platform?
Well, yeah, it seems that way.
Okay. So, but can we turn the cameras on? I guess that's my question.
Well, we're on the live stream still. Should we stop the live stream?
Oh yeah. So let's put the Zoom. How can we get the? Yeah, it's on Facebook. I think that stuff is on Zoom. And do you have the meeting ID and the passcode handy, Glenn? Somewhere.
Meeting ID and the passcode. Well, I can go take a look.
Take a look, and we'll just read those out in case there are people on YouTube or Facebook who want to come over. Neil Braverman does. Neil, put it in the chat, would you? And I'll read it out loud to everybody. If you guys would like to join the after party, and then we're going to stop the stream so that we can open up all the cameras. And here it comes, pencils and pens handy. The meeting ID for Zoom is 983-1084-0218. And there's a space. So it's 983 space 1084 space 0218. The passcode is 6 numbers right in a row. 916558. Okay? 916558. So put those in because we're going to stop the stream. And we'll take it from there. So I'm going to just copy this chat. And I'm going to leave the chat open because I want to hang on to this and look at it later. But for now, Glenn, give me the word. Give me a countdown to 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We stop the stream, and then we'll do that, and then we'll take a short break with that fancy little graphic I sent you. Maybe play a recorded song or two, and then come back together. So don't leave the meeting if you're in Zoom already. Just bear with us for 5, 7, 8 minutes, and then we'll regroup and start that up. Okay?
All right, Dave, you ready?
Yes.
Here you go. 5, 4, 3.